on this week's Rehash Profiles is Jason Echeverry, a photography enthusiast / pro. Because you're getting paid too, right? You're already getting paid for photography?
Getting paid, but just a bit. It's not that much.
How'd you get started in photography?
Well, how did I get started with photography? So when I moved here in Doha, some of my flatmates, I think they were into photography before. Yeah, they were into photography. And I'm just kind of curious because there's a lot of camera and lens around the house. So, yeah.
So what
I'm
was
just
the
asking
first?
them.
What's the first equipment you bought?
First equipment, first camera. It's the first camera that I got. It's a Nikon D40X. It's an old camera, beginner's camera, but very reliable.
That's already digital, right?
Yeah.
Did you
the first Nikon digital camera, SLR camera.
Did you ever
it's
play with?
Affordable and cheap.
Oh, how much was it back then? 500?
It was around in real it was around 1,200 reals. That was I think that was 10 years ago. Yeah, 10 years ago.
For a beginner, you weren't afraid to spend that much money right away?
No, because you're after the quality of the photos.
Is it the equipment or the concept of photography? Not the, is it, framing, composition?
That is actually a very nice question. There's a lot of people arguing about that. Some says it's not about the gear.
Right.
It's about the talent. Right. It's about the composition and how you shoot the subject. It's a matter of how you present the photos to the public eye. Something like that. There's a big debate around that.
So what's your take on that?
Well, my take on that is it depends on the person who's shooting. There's a certain how do you call that? How can we call that? If you are limited to a certain camera, let's say the first camera that I own, it was not that high resolution, or it's not that very high end camera, should we say? Because from that time on, there's a lot of my co-photographers which has more expensive cameras. So if you are going to compare the photos that I made from my camera to them, let's say the composition is the same, the shoot is the same, the subject is the same, but the comparison, let's say for the image quality and let's say for the high definition, it's very, very far from theirs. Yeah. But even you have the talent, let's say you're natural in photography. You can get along with the framing, with the subject, or how you present the photos. But still, it comes down to the quality and the digital quality of the photo.
But it also depends on your media, because if it's just cell phone or a desktop monitor that's going to show your photography, it barely matters compared to printing it on a bigger scale,
that's
right?
True. That's true. That is true. And when I was using that very old camera, I tried to do some tricks. Try to do research from the internet. I tried to learn some Photoshops because of that. Because you have to edit your photo, and you have to learn how to present them to their eyes in a different way. Yeah, in a different way.
So how much do you edit? just crop and
Mm,
saturation, or is it?
no, no. Before a lot of enhancement, you have to do it a lot of enhancement on the photo before. But since the quality of my photo is not that sharp, I have to buy software to I have to download and buy some software to sharpen the photo.
So isn't that
And
considered cheating?
well, it's considered cheating, but let's say just say it's a trick.
That's not photography anymore. That's another whole
No,
skill of Photoshop.
that's a different. That's a different. I think that's a different language. If you are going to let's say you're shooting a something like a portrait, say a portrait, right?
Mm.
And let's say the model is pretty. Let's say, models will have a pretty face, right? But sometimes in the camera, models cannot or makeup cannot cover their pores or something like it. They have some slight pimples or slight wrinkles or uh, markings on their skin. We have to
Now
use
you're
Photoshop
blaming
to
the
remove
model.
that. You have to remove that because sometimes they are even requesting how if you can remove that marks on their face.
Ah.
Yeah, they are actually the one who's asking how if you can remove it, please remove it so it can be more presentable.
One tip that you're gonna give for anybody who's, because nowadays everybody can be a photographer with a cell phone on hand.
Yeah.
What's your one tip on taking good photos? Just using cell phone.
One tip for using cell phones, huh? Because what I'm doing if I'm taking, let's say, taking a shot or a shoot, I'm summarizing it all, huh? Just to give it a
Correct.
to make it a one short tip. Shoot continuously.
So you can choose between frames.
Yes,
Capture the moment and just deal with it later. I
yes.
see.
Shoot continuously. Don't stop. Even the model is moving. Even you're, let's say, even you're out there driving or walking, show your phone. You see something, shoot
Should.
continuously. Yeah,
Uh,
because if you're going to shoot continuously, it comes with a different changes for, let's say, especially for the cell phones, no? It's an automatic detection of light. If you're going to shoot continuously, you just have to tap the screen, shoot, tap the screen, shoot, tap the screen, shoot, tap the
uh,
screen, shoot. So there's a variation of light entering your camera. So later on, you just have to
you
select.
get lucky and get a nice shot. Right.
Yeah, one of 100.